I'll be the boyfriend in your wet dreams tonight. Noses on a rail, little virgin wears the white. You cut your hair, but you used to live a blonde life. Hey guys, Alec DeLelio here, back with another guitar tutorial. Today we're going to be learning what I believe is one of the finest songs of our generation, one of my favorite songs of all time, Self-Control by Frank Ocean. So for those of you who are new here, basically the way that we're going to do this is that I'll go through the structure of the song and we'll go through each chord one by one. They're all going to be tabbed out below here in the description of this video, so feel free to follow along for reference as you watch. And if you enjoy this video, please like, comment, subscribe. All those things help out the channel a lot. So anyway, let's dive in here. If you guys know the song, which I'm sure you do if you're watching this video, you'll know that there are a few key sections, right? There's the intro, the poolside convo about your summer. There's that section. There are the verses, and then there's the chorus, right? The chorus being, keep a place for me, for me. So what you might not know, and then there's the outro. Sorry, but what you might not know is that the chords for the intro, verses, and chorus, they're all actually the same. They don't change at all, right? So if you know the first four chords that we're going to cover here, you can play through the majority of the song. And that's where we're going to start. So there are four chords that you need to know for all of those sections. They are G major 7, E minor 7, A minor 7, and D7. Okay, so we're going to start with the G major 7 here. You're playing this with your index finger on the 3rd fret of the E string. That's your G, your root note. And then you've got this pattern up here. You've got your ring and pinky fingers on the 4th frets of the D and G strings. And your middle finger is directly below, directly below your index finger on the 3rd fret of the B string. I'm finger picking this to avoid playing the A string because you're not playing anything on the A string. But if you're using a pick, you're going to want to make sure that you're muting the A string with, this kind of part of your index finger here. Just let it hover over the A string enough that it mutes it. Like, see, you shouldn't get anything resonating there. So that's your G major 7. From there, we have an E minor 7. The way that I'm playing it is kind of like a normal E minor, which would be, of course, an open E. And then you can have either your index and middle or middle and ring fingers on the 2nd frets of the A and D strings. So that's your standard E minor. But what makes this really interesting in this song, and what makes it the minor 7, is adding your pinky here on the 3rd fret of the B string. See how much of a difference that makes? Normal E minor. So there's your E minor 7. From there, we have an A minor 7. And I'm just playing this as a standard open chord shape, right? So open A, middle finger on the 2nd fret of the D, open G, index finger on the 1st fret of the B. Pretty standard chord shape. If you want to make this one more interesting, as you head into the next chord, you can do a little hammer on here on the B string, where you're going from the 1st to the 3rd fret, index finger to pinky, ideally. The next chord we have is a D7, also an open chord shape. So it's going to be an open D string, middle finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, index finger on the 1st fret of the B string, ring finger directly below the middle on the 2nd fret of the high E string. So feel free to rewind if you need to, use the chords and the tabs in the description. But just to recap, those 4 chords cover the intro, verse, and chorus sections, right? So all together they sound like this. Optional hammer on. So that gives you what you need to know to play most of the song. One thing I'd like to point out is that even though this progression starts on the G major 7, the first chord that you're actually going to play, if you're including the intro when you play it, is going to be the A minor 7, because you know the first part of the song is just spoken. So it's the poolside convo, about your summer last night, yeah, about your summer last night, ain't give you no play, could I make it shine last night? And at that point, that's when you bring in the A minor 7. There's an Xfinity truck over there being loud, but I'm just going to keep going with the lesson because we're in too deep now. But anyway, moving into the outro. The outro also starts on G major 7. I know you gotta leave, take down some summertime. And this is when, you know, a new chord comes in here. This is a B minor 7. I'm playing this as a bar chord, so I'm barring the 2nd fret from the A string down, ring finger on the 4th fret of the D, middle finger on the 3rd fret of the B, take down some summertime, give up just tonight, night. From there we move into another new chord, which is an F13. This shape doesn't come up too often. You know, it's not very common, but it sounds great here. So I would encourage you to actually play this shape and not just default to an F. So basically, you're gonna have your index finger on the 1st fret of the E string, your F, your root note. And to build this shape up here, you're gonna have your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the D string. That's actually an octave. Middle finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, pinky on the 3rd fret of the B string. And then that goes back to this E minor 7 that we covered before. So just to recap the outro, it's G major 7, no you gotta leave, B minor 7, summertime, give up, into the F13 here. I know you got someone coming, into the E minor 7. Oh, you got it. And then that just repeats, right? And that goes for the rest of the song. So those are all the chords that you need to know to play through the song. I'm going to, of course, have the chords tabbed out below. I'm also going to include a link to a chord sheet that might help you guys just follow along, you know, as you play through the song the first couple times. One other thing I'd like to point out is that if you want to improvise at all, when you play this song, you're going to do so in the E minor pentatonic scale, which I will also tab out. That goes like this. But basically, that covers it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this is helpful for you. And if you have any requests for future tutorials or covers, let me know in the comment section.